Good morning. Welcome to day 4 of the 20-day Building Your Brand Challenge. And today we're going to talk about who is the brand, what is the personality of the brand, and coming off the back end of the last couple of days where you've actually focused on the values of what the brand actually stands for, and yesterday's exciting exercise of putting together your vision board or your mood board, today we're going to talk about the personality of a brand. Now, when we describe who the brand is, the best way to do this is to think of your favorite celebrity or your favorite person that you aspire to become and describe the personality traits that they have. Now, for me, it's J-Lo. When I think of J-Lo, I can think of a lot of different things and a lot of different ways to describe who she is and the personality that she has. But when we're going to sit and do this exercise, one of the things that you've got to remember is that every brand has a personality. So that's easy to understand and absorb when you have a personal brand, but it's not so easy to absorb when you think of your brand as the business or if you have a product brand. But I caution you on making sure that you actually do this exercise, particularly if we're talking about a business brand or a product brand, because this is going to unravel for you later down in the piece. So when it comes time to do the marketing for your business brand or for your product brand, if you can't just describe your product or your business insofar as the personality of who it is as a living, breathing person, you're going to have trouble marketing the brand. I mean, if you think about it, there are already global brands that do this very, very well. McDonald's do it very well every time they launch a new product. Starbucks do it. Uber do it. Apple are masters at doing it every time they release a new piece of product. So it's something that you want to give a little bit of consideration to. Now, let's come back to the example of the best way to do this exercise, again, is to give yourself a 20 or 30 minute time limit. It shouldn't take too long for you to do this, particularly if you've done the vision board exercise and you've got a visual reference to look at. So start by looking at that vision or mood board and have a look at if there's any people or celebrities or images of icons that are on there, and start using their personality traits or characteristics of those people to describe who the brand is. So again, you want to make sure that the brand has a personality. It's a living, breathing person, because that personality is really going to shine through when you do your marketing. So let's use J-Lo as an example. For me, I love J-Lo. She is a triple threat creative. She is somebody that can write, she can dance, she can act, she's a producer, she is a family oriented, she's a great mother, she is very passionate, she's hardworking, she's dedicated, she's fun, she's exuberant, she just has a verve for life. And one of the things I love most about her is that she's been able to reinvent herself, and I think she's more fabulous coming into her 50s than she was ever before. But one of the other reasons that I like her quite a lot is if we think about her personality and some of the things that she does, those personality traits is what's continued to carry her forward. Now, personality traits doesn't have to necessarily be the character of who the brand is. It can be things. For example, J-Lo's renowned for the gold hoop earrings and wearing hoodies. I mean, she is Jenny from the block after all. So that's one of her visual trademarks. So when you sit down and do this exercise, as I said, give yourself 30 minutes. Start writing down anything that comes out. Again, don't censor the information, and start answering the question of what is the brand's personality? And so you want to answer it in terms of I am or we are. So those kinds of responses. So if it's a personal brand, answer it as I am. If it's a business or a product brand, we are. And if you have multiple businesses or multiple services or multiple products, you'll have to do this exercise for each individual product and each individual service, because the way that you would market one service or one product over another might be very different. Let me give you 2 very quick examples. So let's just say your product or the personality of your product brand was soft, caring, luscious, free-flowing. Those kinds of personality characteristic would elicit a different kind of emotion when you come down to your marketing. So you would use different images, you would use different visuals to create that emotion. However, if your brand was more hard hitting, or your product was more hard hitting, it's very edgy, it's extreme, it takes chances, it's all about risk taking, it has no fear. Describing that kind of an emotion in terms of a personality or a characteristic of a personality for a brand will give you a very different effect when it comes to the marketing. Again, you will think of different images, or you'll use different images, you'll think of different colors, and you'll be using different type of typography to demonstrate what that is. So coming into the back end of this exercise, so when you come into the back end of this exercise, it's really important that you only spend 30 minutes on it, because when we come to day 5, we're actually going to talk about the why your brand does what it does. We would love to see some of the responses that you've actually come up with. And of course, if you do want some feedback, be sure to tag or comment your responses, and we will offer you some feedback. And of course, if you think that somebody that you know would benefit from this 20-day Building Your Brand Challenge, then please do share the love. Make sure that you follow this profile and that you turn notifications on so that you're actually alerted every time we release a video.